Hey guys, it's Go here from Aimon 14, and we finally have the PvP area of the Age of Discovery unlocked. I hope you guys are really enjoying the event so far. We have definitely been having a lot of fun. We pretty much waited until right when it opened, and you can see it was pretty much a takeover. We're a pretty strong family. And not really against the most populated servers. And I know that, we're all kind of dealing with the server inactivity the best that we can. But today I'm going to share with you exactly how this worked out here, what we did, what our plans are for the event, and what we're prioritizing with the limited number of action points that you have. In general, I would suggest not really using all of your fuel. Always kind of save some of your fuel for emergency action points. So say that, you have one of your level 5 resources like in here, right? And you want to make sure that you can at least get these, if you're on the receiving end of what's going on here. We're mostly focusing our action points on the level 5 resources and some of the level 4s that we can take, and prioritizing these bases here so that it makes it more difficult for them to be able to branch out to these center nodes where, you have all these level 5s up here. You have these revive spots that are pretty close to the city. The idea is kind of trying to cut people off on that third outer wall and try to get that base so that they can't move into the center. Pretty much kind of create a choke point there. So as you can see on this naval map, they have some of the circles on the inside, and the yellow server is actually putting up a bit of a fight. But overall, we're focusing those big circles on that third wall. And that's creating these choke points that they are going to have to work through in order to be able to access any of the center and start building tiles. So you see we have players defending here. This is one of the choke points in the rectangle shown there. And then, of course, we have this one for the other server. We don't have anyone defending there right now, but that's okay for the moment. And you can see here that, we're prioritizing the level 5 resource. We just took it back while I was recording this here. And yeah, they're putting up a fight for sure, but you can see that while they're fighting, we're prioritizing that level 5 resource above, and we are definitely prioritizing these level 3 bases to create that choke point. And you can see here that by doing this, our AFK rewards are getting pretty massive, right? It doesn't really take too long to get quite a few of these blueprints, and that's what you're using to increase your gear quality drop rates here, basically your lamp level. So overall, if you can execute this strategy, give me just 1 second here. If you can execute a strategy that's somewhat similar to this, maybe your matchmaking is a little bit more fair. There's not too many whales going on. It's not like a corporate takeover. The more of those level 4, level 5 resources, really the more resources that you can get in general as shown here, the better you're going to be with your AFK rewards. And you'll be leveling your forge faster, which will allow you to get the better gear quality and continue keeping up in the event. But you can see here that the level 5 and the level 4 resources are a big deal. Because the level 3 resource, we have 9 more than we do with the level 5 or the level 4s. And it's barely, with 9 more spots occupied, it's barely more, minute AFK rewards. So you don't want to stretch yourself too thin. I'm not sure what kind of server that you might be on and how many people you might have active. If you don't have enough people to do something like this, or maybe you guys are not as strong, I would highly suggest focusing on these level 5 and level 4 resources. And as the event progresses, We'll go to the center here. So if you can get these choke points, the general idea is focus the choke points and then try to take out all the enemy tiles in the center. So I'll scroll around here on the map and you'll see that there's no enemy tiles on even these little resources. And yeah, you know, the AFK rewards are still there for the occupation, but you can see we're not really defending these. So if an enemy has these, like say that this level 4 resource here, say that an enemy takes this, well, they can actually traverse like straight to it, right? They won't need adjacent tiles to get there. So if it was this purple server here on the top left, they could go straight from their camp. They could pass this wall, and this wall. The choke point will not function because they can just traverse straight to the level 4 resource. So you want to make sure that you take out as many enemy adjacent tiles as you can if you can control the center, similar to how we are doing right here. And that way, you know, you can function again on these choke points on the bases, and you can at least block them out from the center. Like I said, some of these servers are putting up more of a fight than others. This purple server here at the top left hasn't been too much of a problem. And of course, this red server here, you can see on the map, they're unfortunately not able to put up too much of a fight either. They have some tiles here that we would like to take out, but when you're at this point in the event, and I'm sure if you know you are playing it for several hours already today before watching this video, you're probably suffering on action points. And I don't really think that it would be wise for you to be using all your action points to take all of these tiles. Yes, it gives them the access of going from their main base here all the way. They can literally traverse all the way to this point here. And then they can just straight up attack the level 5 resource. But as long as you have somebody defending that resource, you're pretty much good to go. So we have me here. I think I'm the only one there, I think, right now. And then we have 2 people here on that choke point that I described before. So this will allow us not only to hold them from being able to cross into the center, but it also gives us that revive point so that our overall ship travel time is less. You know, we don't have to travel all the way from here whenever we want to do something. So we'll scroll all the way down here. And I mean, the travel time is going to be really long, right, to get anything done. So those bases are a pretty big deal, at least on the choke points here. You can cut people off from the center where most of the good resources are. You pretty much limit them to fighting over one level 5 resource instead of, you know, being able to take the 5 or 6 that are in the center. And this will allow you to get huge AFK rewards, nearly 2K a minute. So, you know, I make this video, and as I'm recording, you know, I'm just stacking a bunch of rewards. That's going to help us get more gear, push up our forge level, which is basically your lamp, which will allow us to likely access the pink gear first, which will produce a snowball type effect, right? Not only are we winning now, but we will get a bit of a lead just through the AFK reward gains, and we will get the pink gear, and the event should be generally easier up to a point. So yeah, the overall idea of what you should focus on now is trying to get as many of those choke points established, fight over those level 3 bases on the 3rd wall, and try to prevent at least one of your enemies, right, from getting into the center so that you have more revive points and you have less people really to deal with. And you also will have a closer location than your main base shown in the four corners there, you'll have a closer location to revive from whenever things, they might get intense. For us, it's kind of a little simple. There's really only the yellow server that's really fighting us, and they can't really put up too much of a fight, unfortunately. And I've talked to some other servers where they're kind of doing the same. They have a more active server than most have generally. And so if you're on one of those inactive servers, I'm really sorry. We are as well, but we happen to have a pretty active core. But we can hope that hopefully by the next season of the Age of Discovery, that the merges may occur and we might be in a better place the next time that this event comes out. But in terms of what we're working with today, right, the first day of PvP opening up on the Age of Discovery event, this is generally what you want to focus on. You want to take out all your enemy tiles in the center. You want to focus your choke points to prevent your enemies from accessing the center. And you want to monopolize everything around this city, because these city rewards will be really big later on whenever it opens up, which will be 7 days or so from now. And I will continue doing updates as the event goes on. I kind of took a little bit of pause because we were in that kind of stagnant phase, where we're just kind of doing our dailies. We're waiting to access all the walls, right? The bases were locked. We're just doing our ruins every day, kind of getting our PvE merits. And I felt like the first video kind of covered generally what you should be doing. I didn't want to milk the event that hard on the views. I want to bring you quality information that could be used optimally in the moment in the game and into the future, hopefully. We never know how things might change. And you also never know how your matchup might be. Again, for us, there isn't anything particularly difficult about these three servers. There's a handful of near 50 mil players, but not anything that's really too difficult at this moment. So I think that it's going to be kind of an easy win. I might be wrong. I might make a future video and something may drastically change. But as of now, this is what we're really up to. We coordinated together pretty quickly. The naval map looked like this in less than an hour. And I know that some of the community is kind of a little frustrated about the event. If you have any general suggestions or concerns, you can leave it in the comments, or you can check the main Discord for the NA and EU servers. And there is a suggestion there regarding changes to the Voyage or Age of Discovery event. And if you have any genuine ideas, not like blatant complaints that would be hard to bring to the developer's attention, if you have structured ideas and I would say suggestions that are in a professional sense, something that is legitimately better for the game, please provide it in the comments. Please provide it in that Discord thread. And we can try to see if there's something that we can do to make the event a little bit more fair. Maybe the debuffs need to increase. Maybe there needs to be some other changes that you guys are thinking. And I would really like to hear those concerns and those suggestions. I think even coming from our perspective here, you can always make something better. And really, that's my general opinion, is there's always room for improvement, right? And so I hope you guys are really enjoying the event. I hope that this video helps you guys with strategizing and navigating the, all the different locations and the limited resources. And yeah, guys, this is all that I have for you today. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.